I'm your Rak, and the topic for the day is lecture as a training technique. Right, the conventional lecture has been in the vanish because of the pandemic conditions these days, but still it is one of the most preferred method, chief method of helping the professional students to acquire the knowledge and skills in various fields pertaining to their future and to develop the powers of discernment, perception, analysis, and objectivity of higher education. So, lecture method is the most popular technique employed by most of the experts in the field of training. Right, before we start the video, a quick thanks to all those who have subscribed to my channel and watching my videos continuously and supporting me in this endeavor. For those who haven't, please check out my videos, and if you like them, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. Lecturing is an important aspect of training, especially when it comes to professional fields. And in any field, the training is not accepted with an open mind, and there are resistances at every level. The first and foremost reason is change is not a welcome thing. The human mind, by its innate nature, is conservative, and they do not want to change simply for whatever reason. They don't want to get out of their comfort zone. And the next one is the way the training is conducted, especially with the explanation of the theoretical concepts, and it may not be understood always and appreciated by the participants. Lecturing is one of the oldest and most direct methods of instruction used in educational institutions, sometimes in the management training also, sometimes even the religious or spiritual meetings. And despite the virtual training and the online training, it remains as one of the important methods of instruction even today, because with lectures you get to learn the experiences. One who waits for their own experience is often termed as a fool, as a stupid, and those who learn from others' experience is deemed as wise. So, if you want to be smart enough, you'll have to learn from other experience, and others' experience you get through lectures. Incidentally, even in the recent times, it is often the frequently used training method. Organizations prefer face to face lectures rather than virtual training or online trainings, even these days during the pandemic conditions. Any method, whatever it is, it will have its own advantages as well as disadvantages. It's imperative to make an attempt to understand the user's limitations, advantages, and disadvantages of any given method. Let's see what it is for lecturing. The lecture method is a prepared oral presentation. It's sharing of knowledge, information, and at times even the attitude of the person who lectures also get transferred or transmitted, or the learners are infested with the lecture's attitude as well. The challenging aspect of any lecture is to make the learners understand and accept the speaker's message. It has to be conveyed in such a way that it has to be understood. So, the method of communication plays a vital role. What is said is important, but it is how you say it is also matters. As a lecturer or presenter, I usually tailor it to my audience. I don't have a prepared methodology. Even if I have, seldom use it, the same method for all the audiences. It is tailored to audience. I see the audience, understand them, try to make them speak out a few things. Once I understood them, then I deliver my lecture to the audience. It is needless to say that any lecture method requires the skill, being effective oral communication ability, ability to clearly explain the concepts, a commanding tone, and modulation of voice, the ability to convey clear information, have a proper body language, and the use of other training aids depending on what subject is being conveyed and certainly to whom it is being delivered. The trainer's expertise and the knowledge in relation to the participation knowledge and experience with the subject is a dictating factor in how the lecturing method should be. The next factor is the size of the learning group, and everybody understands that the smaller the group, better will be its effect. However, anything less than 20 participants has become uneconomical. Sometimes organizations cannot organize. So, when the number is large, there are some credibility issues. It's always the least knowledgeable participant and the most knowledgeable participant. And you will have to tailor your lecture to the least knowledgeable participant, which means you need to again convey some messages which are known to the most knowledgeable participants in the group, which means they will try to interact, which means the communication is bit complicated. You need to manage that situation during the lecture. Next is the time factor. Managing time is definitely a challenge, and any lecture method can deal with more facts, principles, and concepts in a shorter time. And stories, sometimes it is compared to other methods which is less time consuming, more experience could be provided in shorter duration. Depending on how much time is allocated, time definitely plays a factor. And the availability of the reading and teaching materials also has a significant impact. Also, the nature of information to be conveyed. What kind of lecture is that? The method of instruction is selected on the basis of a training objective. What you need to accomplish at the end of the day, at the end of the training session. The learner has to understand, and they'll have to have some kind of explanatory material for their understanding. And the lecture method is going to be challenging if it warrants such as a change of attitude or a modification of human behavior through instruction mode. It has to be more practical that way.